How's it going, everybody, from the beautiful land of YouTube? My name is David, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Angel Wings. Last time we left off, we got punched in the face. We got yelled at for sleeping in our bed when they thought we were sleeping in somebody else's bed. And we found out our apartment complex burnt to the ground. Not built to the ground, because that'd be a little weird. Anyway, we're here with Kay. We're being woke up for work, apparently. So, let's start. It's past 9. You're late for work. Oh, shit! I leap out of bed and quickly change into my work clothes. My frantic attempts to soothe my bedhead prove futile after a quick glance in the mirror. There's no time for that now. If this is my new life, I'd like to keep my job longer than a single day. Thanks for waking me up. See you later. No breakfast? I've arrived panting like a dog, sweat stains undoubtedly visible through my shirt. The frosty air conditioning of the office is a welcome relief. No one seems to notice my tardiness as I quietly sneak to my cubicle. Maybe this office life isn't so bad after all. I can show up late and everything is fine. David, I was wondering when you were going to show up. Shit! I hope the employee onboarding process is going well for you. Well, it's going fine. Yeah. I figured you'd like to take on something a bit more interesting than basic training. No, not particularly. Oh, sure. I love a good challenge, you know? Why am I even saying this? I'm digging my own grave! That's the kind of attitude we love to see. Anyway, I've sent you an email containing an old analysis tool we never finished. We'd still like to see it completed, and I think you'd be the perfect candidate for the job. We'll circle back in a week and level set on your progress. Hopefully you'll have some results by then. Make sure it's scalable. What does that even mean? That sounds great. That sounds awful! Wonderful. Hopefully you'll have better luck than the last employee who tried. What happened to them? I'd tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. I'm not laughing! I open my laptop and take a look at the email. The attachment opens hundreds of files, spreadsheets, and scripts, all named seemingly at random without any sort of organizing document or instructions. After searching some of the code snippets, it appears to be scraps of program built in an archaic programming language named after a jewel or something. This is bad. I'm way in over my head here. It would take me months at the very least to learn the language, let alone sorting through the heap of files here. I hear footsteps approaching my cubicle. I really hope it isn't. Hey, new friend! What are you working on? That goofy, over-enthusiastic greeting tips me off immediately. Hello, Hyedong. Why so glum? Let's see what you're up to. I don't know. I think this might be beyond your... She puts one hand on my shoulder and leans over me to see the screen. Her long brown hair covering my face in the process. Hey! She ignores my anguished cry as she takes the mouse out of my hand and scrolls through the files, humming pleasantly. She stands up straight and crosses her long, thin arms. She smiles at me. Well, what do you think? You're screwed. What kind of answer is that? It's a tough problem. I don't think most people at this company could solve it. It's written in an archaic language that nobody uses anymore, like Latin, but somehow even less useful. I'm sure that wounds the soul of all 3 Latin majors in the world. If most people here couldn't do this, what chance do I have? I could ask Hyedong, or I could try to handle it myself. I'll figure it out. I think I can figure it out. She giggles. Oh, whatever you say, David. Good luck. That sounded very sarcastic and condescending. I spent what feels like hours staring at the script without progress. Give up yet? Ha ha ha! Asshole. Work hard! I need a drink. I stayed late, attempting to decode the unintelligible mess I've been assigned. My head is still spinning. Leaving the office when it's dark out makes it even more depressing. Hiai Dong even laughed at my misfortune on our way out. I slowly make my way home, still pacing over the project assigned to me. Retrending the same steps and considering the same options as before, this is the textbook definition of insanity. The more I think about it, the less I understand it. This feels like school days all over again. Wait a minute. Where am I? In my confusion, I appear to have passed the house and ended up in an unknown place. Bright lights illuminate the streets and mile-high skyscrapers adorn the skyline. This almost looks like a different city, especially at night. I turn to my left and then to my right. I don't recognize anything around me. I think I'm lost. This phone of mine still has no GPS service. No data either. Okay. If I wander around on my own, it'll just make things worse. It looks like there's a bar across the street. I should ask for directions. At first glance, the bar looks like something out of a stock photo or magazine. Cavern-like darkness, ambient blue lighting, and a granite countertop seem to align with popular trends. A stone J adorns the bar wall, the bar itself fully stocked with a wide variety of drinks. Nothing terribly fancy, but enough to get the job done. I take a seat while waiting for the bartender. Oh, Lord. She inhales deeply. First you harass me at my house, and now you follow me to work? I thought you were just some loser, but it turns out you're also a stalker, too? How did you even know I work here? My ears are ringing. Living with this woman is either going to give me tinnitus or drive me to Nicholson-esque levels of axe-wielding insanity. How do I respond to this? Obviously, we're going to tease her and piss her off. I wanted to see you so bad. You're such a cutie. Get the hell out of my bar, you goddamn perv. I would, but I'm lost. She rolls her eyes. Well, if there's anything that will get you out of my bar, I'd be more than happy to help. She describes me in vague detail how to get home from here. Instead of using street names and landmarks, her directions are bizarre strings of lefts, rights, and straights. I'm lost again. Thanks, Jay. After what feels like hours of wandering, I finally made my way home. Damn you, Jay. Day 5. The world that longed for love. After struggling to get out of bed this morning, I groggily stumbled to the kitchen and began preparing breakfast. I'm surprised Kay isn't around, but it's not like I need to depend on her or anything. Maybe she's sleeping in for once. I'd say she deserves it. Ciola energetically bounces straight off the staircase and out the door while humming to herself. Back to the cereal. I think the generic cinnamon brand might be a safer bet, because it's not like you can mess up cinnamon. I think that's pretty standard. It grows on trees, the same everywhere. Does cinnamon grow on trees? What does cinnamon look like? Do they grind it up for cereal? I look towards the main hallway and see a figure standing next to the stairs. Whoa! When did you get there? After my initial shock, I see long brown hair and big eyes. It's Yuri. She rubs her eyes as she clumsily stumbles towards me, her oversized sleeping t-shirt dwarfing her already tiny figure. She's clearly still half asleep. Has she even seen me yet? She yawns and stretches her arms out before opening her eyes. Upon making eye contact, she lets out a soft yelp and ducks behind the counter. I'm guessing that answers the question if she saw us. After what feels like an eternity, the top half of her head pokes up above the counter, only her hair and marble-like chestnut eyes uneasily gazing at me. Should I say something to her? I've never had anyone quite literally hide from me like this. Oh, keep making your damn cereal. Tell her to come out. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her to come out. Hey, Neri? Do you want some breakfast? Her brow furrows as she contemplates my offer. Clearly, that's what she came down here for in the first place. Maybe you can help me pick which cereal I want. These generic brands are hit or miss. Neri continues to glare in my direction before shifting her gaze to the cereal boxes. The marshmallow one is gross. I should have guessed. Cinnamon is the same everywhere, though, I think. It grows on trees and stuff, right? So it does grow on trees! I've been wondering about that all morning. Neri smiles as she stands up. Do you want some? I need to get ready for class. I don't want to be late. Ah, okay. Have a good day at school, Neri. She turns back towards the stairs. Thanks. She reminds me of a newborn puppy. Shy, easily afraid, and yet, despite all of that, a little endearing. Day 2 at the gym. I've built the resolve to not leave early this time around. I'm going to exercise in some manner. Staying healthy is what's important. Right? Yeah? Someone help me out here. Let's try running a little. The treadmill, maybe? Alright. I step on the machine and set a moderate jogging pace. I stare at the wall. Minutes pass. I continue jogging. Fatigue is starting to creep in. A deep-seated weariness begins to overcome me. I can feel my soul slowly escaping my body out of boredom. There must be more to life than this. I'm not only tired, but now also very apathetic. Whoa, is he okay? The commotion from the basketball court forcibly pulls me back to reality and piques my interest. I should really stay on the treadmill, though. I think I'm making some good progress. I look at the timer on the treadmill! 1 minute and 15 seconds! Fun! Hello, basketball! Seems like a more interactive activity. Let's see how that's going. A handful of players loiter around the basketball court. One player sitting in the corner, icing his ankle. Ciola is standing in the middle of the group, eyes wandering to find a replacement. As I turn the corner to the entrance of the gym, she makes immediate eye contact. Upon recognizing me, her eyes alight. Ah, finally! I've been waiting hours for you! Didn't we agree on meeting at noon? Waiting for me? No. She waves me over anyway. Glancing at the players on the court, Ciola is flanked by 2 other girls about her height. Both look relatively athletic. Oh no, I don't. I was starting to think you weren't going to show. Let's get started. With the gaze and expectation of 9 other players fixated on me, there's no way I can refuse. Sure. Great, you'll be on my team then. I'm excited to see what you can do. What I can do? I'm placed on Ciola's team, along with the other girls and 1 guy. I barely know the rules of basketball, other than knowing that I should put the ball in the basket. That's in the name. That's something I should know, I guess. The game starts, and I soon find myself simply occupying space on the court. I shy away to the corners of the field, simply trying to stay out of harm's way. Ciola does most of the heavy lifting, wreaking havoc on the opposing defense with quick drives, cuts, and layups. Defensively, I'm just trying to keep up with the guy in front of me. This is proving to be a challenge as well. Chest gripped by fatigue and calves burning from the assault of lactic acid, I hear someone call out to me. Hey, shift left! What? He's right-handed. Shift left and you cover his dominant hand. Do I need to help you with basic fundamentals? Yeah, I got it. I think. The man in front of me indeed appears to be dribbling with his right hand. I quickly shuffled to my left, crowding his dominant side. He reflexively pulls back as if burned by a drop of hot oil and attempts to cross the ball to his left side. In this moment of hesitation, Ciola charges forward, intercepting the ball and blazing down the court for an easy score. And Ciola scores! Plus 2 points! She turns her head and winks. Hey, smart. As the game goes along, the movements of the other players appear to gradually slow down. No longer overwhelmed by the initial shock, I'm starting to find a groove. All attention is focused on Ciola. Ciola is bringing the ball up the court. If we score the next point, we'll win the game. I realize this is just a meaningless game at the local gym, but I find myself far more invested in the outcome than I initially thought I'd be. It's definitely more engaging than the treadmill. What do? You know what? We want to get some of that good action. We can't let Ciola get all the points. With all attention focused on Ciola, I see an opening. I run hard to the basket, hands up. Ciola sees me and whips the ball to me. I manage to catch the ball with only a slight bobble and throw up a prayer as the defender closes in. Whew. Game over. Panting hard and sweating profusely, I retreat to the corner of the gym and sit on the floor, towel draped over my head. This was way more than I had bargained for today. I see the rest of the players converging near center court around Ciola. Look at that. Screenshot saved. Thumbnail material! Oh, well, you were best as always. Well, I try my best. Hey, can I have your autograph? Sure. You guys know the drill. Don't tell anyone you saw me here, alright? Of course! That's why I love playing with you guys. Thanks for coming out. She really is popular. Kay was right. Ciola approaches me after the crowd disperses, the soft squeak of hardwood accompanying every step. Not your finest moment, huh? The towel is pulled off my head, exposing me to Ciola's trademark smile. Despite playing multiple games and sprinting up and down the court, she looks fresh as ever. I, on the other hand, am fairly certain I look like I'm on life support. You must be rusty. I'm sure you'll do better next time. I don't know about that. Oh, hey, before I forget, I need your contact info. Sure. I hand my phone to her, and she quickly taps her number into my phone. Alright, I'll get in touch with your people, and we'll talk. Wait, what? Ciola sighs and flashes a look of concern. She opens her mouth to speak before being interrupted. Come on, Ciola, let's go! She flips her hair over her shoulder and walks away with the other girls. Hair glistening from the slight sheen of sweat and laughing with her friends, she looks like she stepped straight out of a sports drink commercial. Or a shampoo commercial. I think this girl would be good in commercials, is what I'm saying. Definitely not being a creep and ogling the pretty girl. Definitely not. The house is strangely silent as I arrive home. Absent are the sounds of clanging pots and pans, replaced by only the steady hum of the AC. I walk to the kitchen expecting to see Kay, but no one is around. Instead, I see a single wrapped bowl of rice, vegetables, and assorted sides sits on the counter. There's a note on it. David, I'll be gone for a bit. Make sure to warm this up for at least 30 seconds. Kay. It's pretty late. Is she not coming back today? I wonder where she's gone. I guess I have some work I need to do anyway. I guess she's not coming back tonight. Time for bed. Playing basketball. I don't think it's really my sport, but but it's not all bad. Felt nice to be part of something, even if it was only for a few minutes. Good work out there today. Let's play again tomorrow. Sure. Sure. Awesome. Day 6, ladies and gentlemen. Someone save me. I've written one line of code and it doesn't even run. It doesn't even say, hello world. Ah, David, how's the project coming along? Just who I wanted to not see. It's going. Well, I'd like to see it tomorrow, or the next day you're here. Don't have many other employees that are only here half the days. In 2 days? Oh, did I forget to tell you that? Well, it must have slipped my mind. Funny thing to let slip your mind, Mr. CO. Anyway, good luck. I'm sure Hyai-dong could help you if necessary. Was this my punishment for showing up late? Or is this simply the level of difficulty I should expect at this company? Maybe everyone works this hard. Perhaps I just need to step up my game. That must be it. I peek over at Hyai-dong's cubicle. Never mind. She is most definitely not busy. Should I ask for help or keep struggling? You know what? We're gonna keep struggling. Maybe if I keep working on it, I'll have a light bulb moment and it'll all come together. I can dream. I hear footsteps approaching. Did you have a good nap? Oh, you saw it. You're still at it? I'm impressed. Let me help you out. She snatches the laptop from my desk and sits in the spare chair next to me. After briefly stretching her arms and cracking her knuckles, she sighs softly and begins a flurry of keystrokes. The rapid click-clack of the antiquated laptop keys rattles like machine gun fire as Hyai-dong proceeds at a blistering pace, her gaze darting from left to right across the screen. After what I would guess is about 10 minutes of furious typing, she drops the laptop back on the desk. All done. I skeptically click around on the window. To my amazement, the program runs without a hitch. I don't even know what it was supposed to do, but it appears to be doing it. Wow. I don't know what to say. Thank you. I'll accept my payment in dinner form. Sure. I suppose that's fair. And drinks. Fine. For a week. No. 3 days? How much do you make again? 1 day. Deal. 2 days? I already said deal! Fine. But seriously, how did you figure it out so quickly? I thought you said most people wouldn't be able to. I'm not most people, and you'll find you have a lot of idle time working here. Like, way too much. I could have learned Spanish by now, but I learned your dumb, archaic programming language instead. Aren't you glad to have me around? Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm sure you'll figure these things out eventually. I'll take you under my wing and mentor you. All I require in return is petty favors and entertainment. You're like my rookie, my super rookie. You know that song, David? I'm embarrassed to know you. She stands up and begins to walk back to her cubicle. Oh, so next time you come to work, let's go to happy hour. We'll take it easy on your wallet. Next time? I never agreed to this! Oh, well, I guess it's fine. I accept your terms. Don't forget the drinks. I like soju. Fucking wallet. Man, she's really something. I don't know how she managed it in such short time, but I'm absolutely grateful. The stress of the deadline, has virtually washed away. For the first time in what feels like years, life seems pretty good. Having a decent job, having a few friends, a luxurious living arrangement. It's a weird situation, but so far I've enjoyed it. More than anything, I'm ready to lay down and rest. It's been a long day. Wait. God damn it! I'm almost too ashamed to face Jay again. Maybe I should just ask someone else for directions. No! She needs to know her directions got me lost again yesterday. Hey, so... why are you here again? Wait, how do I respond? Why is it saying Jay is saying how do I respond? I wanted to see you, of course. Or your directions got me lost again. Nah, we're gonna be a dick. I wanted to see you, of course. You disgust me. Are you really gonna make me use this gun behind the counter? I don't fully believe you really have one back there. Do you want to test that theory? No, it's alright. I feel like no matter what I say, I'm never gonna make headway with this girl. If you'll excuse me, I need to serve other paying customers. I rest my head on my palm while observing my surroundings. A sparse contingent of happy hour workers in dress garb are scattered around the bar, eating and drinking merrily. Jay hops from one patron to another, energetically greeting them with a wide, friendly smile. She's full of energy and seems friendly to everyone, except me. What am I saying? This girl has been rude to me every day, 1,000,000 times more devil than angel. She grumbles before reaching my end of the counter again. All right, idiot. Do you want a drink? How kind of you to offer. Unfortunately, I can't refuse service just because you're stupid. As much as I'd like to. Stupid. Idiot. Anyway, drink or no? Sure, why not? I recognize that this may be Jay's attempt to extend an olive branch, albeit a thorny one, or maybe she just wants to make an extra tip. Sure. She places a glass on the counter and pulls out a bottle of bottom shelf. No name tequila, uncorks it, and turns it upside down as it empties into a glass, filling it to the brim. That's disgusting. It's on the house. Take it or leave it. Fuck. Cheers! This doesn't make us friends, by the way. I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, that was absolutely disgusting. I think I need to puke. Can't handle your liquor? Nobody should handle a glass of tequila. Jay pulls a pen and napkin out and scribbles out a messy attempt at a map. Now you can get home without complaining. Get out of here. This looks like Elmo's coloring book. It's a map. How am I supposed to decipher this map? It looks like an illiterate child drew it. It's easy to understand. How do you not understand? Okay, I'll figure it out. Thanks. Crude, yet effective. I had no problems getting home this time around. Thanks, I guess. I've returned to an empty house again. What kind of job requires overnight work like that? Secret agents and mob bosses. That's who. Just kidding. Seriously, though, I'm becoming increasingly curious. Maybe someone else would know. I don't have anyone else's number except hers. Nah. Maybe I'll just go to sleep. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's, okay. Wait. There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button with all your power. Also, I do want to set a like goal. We need 2 likes. 2 likes, that's all we need. Just 2. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button with all your power. Also, if you want to become a leaf on the tree of awesomeness, day have to is grab that awesome and slam it on that subscribe button. I'll see all you amazing, beautiful people in the next video. Bye-bye.